I haven't watched this. I just saw this clip, and the quote says, "I'm scared to go to the movies." Snoop criticizes LGBTQ plus representation in children film. I'm scared to go to the movies. Here's the video. It's 1 minute long. Snoop says he's scared to go to the movies now because of a gay couple being depicted in the children's film Lightyear. I didn't come here for this.
Grandson to see
the Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Keke's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? So it's like, it's fuck me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
So scary. Oh, no. Afraid for my life. First of all, it's a movie. Second of all, how old is his grandson? I just don't believe the grandson said that. I feel like this is an exaggerated retelling of his own feelings. Anyways, can't find it. Taking too long. Adoption, really, really difficult. No one's ever heard of it. Bro's really scared of scissors. Here's the thing. Wouldn't you much rather have this conversation in the context of a movie made for children rather than while they're with you, rather than a kid being completely sheltered and then scrolling through social media? There is bad influence all over the internet. So wouldn't you rather your kid learn about this in a setting for, or your grandkids learning about this? Nobody's talking about. Yeah, like nobody, when you go to watch a regular movie or show with a young child, they're not constantly saying, well, how was the baby made? When they talk about, when a parent or a couple, a hetero couple is mentioned. It just is. It just is. And that's why discussing these things in movies that are made for kids, in family-friendly movies, should be a more positive way to look at this. It's all wrong. The movie should be entertaining. And talk about stuff that isn't entertaining. Meow. What? No, I'd rather remain in delusion. Little Mermaid would have been very confusing to younger audiences if curiosity came into play. We're not talking about... Thank you for bringing me back to my train of thought. All we need is a representation. Gay people start getting bullied very early in life. Like kindergarten, saying stuff like, you act like a girl and so on. Thank you for bringing me back to my train of thought, which is the representation. Representation does matter for these specific reasons. It doesn't mean you need to sit there and talk about two adults having sex just because parents and children were mentioned in a movie. Teaching your kids about gay people when they're like 5 isn't a teaching moment. It's essentially making parents or grandparents talk about things kids shouldn't be learning about when they're kids. But gay people and bisexual people and trans people are not predators. You're not talking about... You don't need to be graphic. If you're talking about hetero couples to your children, you're not talking about how the hetero couple is boning, dude. You don't go into that. So why would you go into it just because the couple might be gay or lesbian? You don't need to. It just is. It's about the representation. Associating this conversation with sex is a massive self-report. But unfortunately, that's a mentality from a lot of people. And I agree that children do get bullied very early on. And kids are a lot more, intuitive, even if they don't quite understand things, than we give them credit for. And if you teach acceptance, less likelihood for bullying. It's a win-win. And yeah, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so bigoted mentalities are passed on to children as well. Anyways, that's disappointing. That's really disappointing. Out of all people,